Hey guys, Insomnia here with some more AFK Arena. Tonight we're back with Team Wilder. Got a lot of scrolls, got quite a few gems. We're going to go ahead and do our summons. I just finished the brand new patch 1.31 Voyage of Wonder. So we went ahead and got an elite card out of here, which we will pull our Maulers. I did pop the new Mauler hero into, which we get Entandra there. I popped him into the wish list. I want to see how well we do, and here we get actually a free copy of K-Sauce. Very excited about that one. Hendrick, which is good. A bunch of fodder, which is always good. Get a couple Maulers out of there. Like I was saying, I did go ahead and put the new Mauler hero into the wish list. Actually taken out, I think I took out K-Sauce just for him, which I might take Entandra because I do have a couple copies of her. Sophia, I believe I do have enough as well to get leveled up. Entandra, I haven't seen really much benefit for her. I am going to save her. I do want to get her up to Ascended. A lot of people said once you get her signature item up to 20, survivability up is quite a bit, but burst, she still gets absolutely destroyed. So we did get our 10 regular scrolls out of the event. We've been saving up our gems, our companion points, so we'll go ahead and we'll do our summons. Hopefully we can pull a couple Maulers, get somebody else up to that mythic level so we can unlock the signature item, push the campaign a little bit, which there we get a copy of Goalless. So I'm hoping an elite right off the bat. Which Lucius, and a second one, Lucius, very solid. Athalia, that's another very nice hero. I haven't used any of the Celestials or the Hyperions on any of the accounts yet. Really hard to get them up, especially when I'm just doing regular summons. Not saving the gems for Stargazer pulls, not saving them for anything. Just doing the straight regular summons. So hopefully we could pull. I know I've gotten kind of the one-off rare heroes, but and there's another elite. Hopefully a Mauler. All right, Titus. Titus, same thing. I haven't heard a lot of good feedback. So if you're using any of the heroes, the Entandras or the Titus, let me know in the comments. Let me know how they're doing, especially further on in the game. Even when I look at lists, when I look at some of the kind of compilations, and we get another K-Sauce up there, which is very, very nice. I don't hear the best things about him, which... All right, so it is the Wilder account. Let's continue with our summons. Made a little bit of error there in judgment. Thought I was on the Mauler account, which I had been playing earlier, but we got another elite there, which is a Wilder. Eironn, very nice. That's what we're looking for. Not looking for the Maulers. I don't know what I was thinking at the beginning, but we should. We almost got enough for another rare card there. We'll go ahead and do our companion summons. And hopefully we can pull a few Wilders here, which another Wilder would be nice. A Chimera, not too bad. And a second elite. Another Eironn. Very nice. So we might have enough. Let's go ahead and get some of our auto ascends here. We did get another copy of him. All right, so let's take a look at the Wilders. Let's not take a look at the other team. So this one, we do need a legendary plus there. Which I still can't believe that I pulled Maulers for this team. So we have 2 copies of Eironn there. So let's see who we can get up. We actually have another copy there. So if we get up another rare. Again, I don't feel like I have enough fodder, which may have just messed it up a little bit from pulling the Mauler cards. Because I could have had another one, but... And again, I'm right back to kind of the same catch because of Cirrus and Almus. I don't have enough fodder to get them up. Let's see if we have an Ira or an Arden or an Ogi, which we do have an Ogi there. So let's go ahead and get Ogi up. So we'll get Ogi. We'll get him ascended because I think I'm going to have to use one of these heroes to go ahead and get either using an Almus or getting an Almus or a Cirrus. I know in the last one we used Rain, so we're going to go ahead and use Almas on this one. So we're going to go ahead and use Ogi. We'll go with Almas on there, getting him to Legendary, which Almas is one that we can buy, so getting Legendary plus with the fodder here with Arden. Even though I do love Arden, I am going to go ahead and feed him to our Eironn, which is going to give me the ability to use both of his copies to take him to the Ascended level. So second hero on the Wilder team, or second hero on the faction teams, first one on the Wilder team, so we get him up to the Ascended level. Super excited about that. Could have had some better cards if I wouldn't have messed up the beginning summons, but that's okay. We can recoup from that. It's very, very solid team now. And I know I didn't want to sacrifice Almas, but I know Cirrus and Namora are really together. And even Namora, I have more than enough copies of her, which I have 2 there. We almost have 1 star on Eironn. Kaz, we almost have enough to get up, so just a little bit more fodder will go ahead and carry us a little bit further. Let me update the Elder Tree because I did get 12 for getting him up. So go ahead and level that up 1 more. Then I believe we can get him up. Yep, we do have enough, which will take his level up significantly. Very nice. And we have enough to get his signature item up to 18. So just a little bit behind where Belinda is, but she caught up a little bit quicker. So that does unlock his skill, which is the Ice Blade damage. So it actually takes it to the highest level. So I think that will sum it up, which we can actually get up Lyca's to unlock her plus 10, which is very nice. This is the only team that has 2 mythic heroes. Increase all accuracy by 70% while Lyca is alive. And we are saving these because we were doing Eironn's signature item first. So once his item hits level 20, then we are going to go ahead and switch over to Lyca to get her level up plus 10. So he's actually going to stay at level 200. So I think at this point, we'll go ahead and push the campaign. As you can see, I still have the campaign with Gorvo and Namora up front. I do have Lyca in the back for DPS, but Eironn is the main carry, just like Belinda is the main carry on the other team. And Lorzin is there for the shields, the support, and also the damage. So as we pull them in, as you can see, 1 swipe pretty much just took everybody down. Which with him at Ascended with the high signature item and the ultimate ability that stuns CCs, he is the Wilder that has the best ability for CC. So I know Namora does have her little charm ability, but overall his 2-second stun, which at level 30, it's a 4-second stun, is huge because it can actually just run through the enemies and it does a ton of damage and he does a slow. So he has a lot that's working in his favor. As you can see, pulls 3 targets in as well. Arden roots are pretty tough, but Tornado does run right through them. And we'll take him out in just a minute. All right, so solid push, 14-39. And this was the team comp that I have problems with, is when you go to the Immune Brutus, just because he does have a tendency to whirlwind, and now 3 of your heroes are getting hit, just like that. But still more than enough carry with Eironn to take them down. Any team comps that are set up kind of like this one, pretty easy to get down. As you can see, almost all 3 heroes killed right off the beginning. We get a little bit of a slow up there on Belinda. And of course, Namora with the heals. So that'll sum up chapter 14. So let's push right into 15. And they were quite a bit, come on 15. And they were quite a bit behind. I believe we have one other team that pushed to 16, 1 and 17. So it seems like the faction teams are kind of pushing out a little bit. And we should get some faction scrolls out of that one. I believe we do get 10 at that point. Not sure if we do get a Wilder hero or if it's a different hero that we get at that point. As you can see, just like Belinda, he just tears right through the targets because he does so much damage to carry the team. And then coupled with that, Leica does a haste, the energy buff, and she does a ton of damage. So I feel like for CC-wise, this is probably... I know Belinda's raw damage is very, very powerful, but I feel like CC survivability, especially with the healer we have here, Gorvo with his shields, and then Lorzen with his little shields as well, his bubbles that he's putting on people. I think the ability to carry a team here is just as solid as the light bearers. The Maulers I feel like are a little bit lacking on the support class, which they are, as well as the Graveborns. Graveborns need a support class, so do the Maulers. And Leica killed Veden right off the bat on that one. So 15-7. If you notice, we've started getting the AFK rewards for the class-specific items, the little red potions. Which very glad to see. It takes quite a few to get them leveled up, and we haven't received our first reward from the boss yet. The boss we just fought today from the patch. So hopefully it's pretty good. If you've looked at the team comps, Talene is just the absolute dominating. Any team that has Talene, especially having her leveled up quite a bit, is just absolutely destroying the boss. Because Talene's actually the first one to be sacrificed at 15 seconds, and then she just brings herself back, keeping the other 4 heroes up. And it actually happens again and again. So the second time that Kayn does his sacrifice, exact same thing. She dies for a little bit, then she's brought right back up. And the third time. So you're actually able to keep a full 5-person team the entire fight, instead of losing 3 of your 5 heroes by the end of the fight. So if you got Talene, that is the way that people are maximizing the damage on the current Kayn boss. So 15-12. And a lot of people said to keep Gorvo in. I've heard kind of mixed reviews on him. A lot of people said to take him out, to go ahead and put in Cirrus or put in another tank. But right now, Gorvo's just going to sit tight. It seems like he's a really good shield to hold. The only thing that I see, just like with a couple other ones that I've said before, is when he jumps out of the front line. He leaves the back line completely exposed. When he jumps, Lorzen usually dies, because actually the enemy back line will start attacking him. As you can see from the slows, we're taking down all 3 targets as soon as they come over. Very excited to see Eironn to the Ascended level. This is the only account I actually use him on. Then combining him with Namora and Leica for the DPS and the energy. And there's the Brutus Whirlwind that I was talking about. We got heroes actually stacked right against him. That Whirlwind ability just destroys everybody. But it seems like the earlier that I can pop his immunity shield, we can actually take him down, usually before he gets the Whirlwind. And there's where Gorvo moved out of the way and Lorzen almost died, straight from Savius there. So Raining, we're going to get some Arden Roots here, which is still going to be an easy comp to go through. Let me look at some of the damage now that we've gotten a little further in the campaign. Exact same situation as we seen Belinda yesterday. He is just doing so much damage. And even Leica's pulling quite a bit more because of her signature item and her ability. She does a significant amount of damage, plus the haste. I mean, we're able to usually get 2 attacks off, maybe even 3 before Ardent Roots, before the enemy team uses the ability, because of the haste. So if you see, we pull them in. The haste is a big factor there. We're taking most of their team down within the first, 10 seconds. We're kind of destroying them. So 15-20. So we're halfway through chapter 15. Might even push into 16, which is where I'd like to be to start collecting up some more mythic gear. And again, Gorvo moves out of the way, leaving Lorzen completely exposed in the top. And even some of the tanks. I mean, Grezel goes down, Golas goes down, Vert gets frozen, and just continue to run straight through these teams. Again, there, Lorzen takes a lot of damage. And Lorzen might be one in this team that might get swapped out in the future. Since they've kind of done his rework, it doesn't seem like... He still has quite a bit of utility, but it seems like... I know he's only legendary. He has a tendency to die, and die pretty easy, it seems. Where he can usually only take 1 hit, maybe 2. See, even there, K-Sauce hit him with the throwing axe ability, and it took him to probably about 40%. Second time, usually kills him. So I did like him quite a bit. I think creating just the old school team. I think keeping in Namora, Leica, and Tassie for the CC. While we have Eironn, and maybe even swapping out Gorvo for somebody else. We'll have to see if it's going to be Almus, because Almus brings the root factor, which I know I just used him, but Cirrus does the knockback, does the knock up, and his signature item works with Namora perfectly because when his health is really high, has some more ability to it. So 15-27. Again, just the amount of damage that Eironn does. His energy regen is so fast. So even there, yeah, breaking 1,000,000 as a tank. I mean, nobody else. He is just 10 times doing the damage what Leica is. So let's look at the boss battles. 15-28. So we pull everyone in. I know we get the immunity shield. And that was a pretty rough go. And that's how fast Belinda can take targets down. But look at that. Freezes K-Sauce and takes them right out. So in there, 1.6. So again, he's doing 10 times the damage of anyone else on the team. And some of these are pretty easy to clean up. So hopefully we can push. I don't know if we're going to have a team that can stop it here in Chapter 15. But like I said, the only team that was behind the Wilder team was the Graveborn team. But we did pass the Mauler team. They were right at, I believe, 15-1. So we'll work on the Mauler team tomorrow, which still kind of bummed about summoning the Maulers. But the team will recover. And he is still just doing a lot of damage. All right, so another boss stage, 15-32, which pulls in Leica, pulls in Golas, pulls in Estrilda. And absolutely just no match. $1.4 million damage. So as we round the corner of the campaign to finish out this chapter, a lot of people have said that very end game is he has a tendency to die, so he'll actually pull in 3 targets and die right off the bat. I know I'm far from end game at this point, but it seems like he can survive quite a bit when he pulls in the hero. He's not taking that much damage, because it seems a lot of it is going to Namor and Gorvo, that they're not just straight attacking him. And I wish I had something to take out Brutus's shield, but I think that's something that we're just going to have to deal with on this team. So let me know what tanks you use and the Wilders, if you're using Cirrus, or if you're using Gorvo, or if you're using Almas. I'm always kind of curious what other players are using and finding kind of what works. Even there, we put everybody right together with Brutus. If Eden goes back for him, we should be able to take out Isabella pretty easy. And then it didn't even take a hit, and he went down. He was almost full health. Yep, 1.49 on that stage. 4 more stages and we'll be done with 15. That little mini stun that Pharrell does is just so powerful. The little 2-second horrify. Stunning 3 people on the team. And Quesos just sitting down there charmed. All right, so we are at 15-39. And again, pulling Pharrell right in, which Namor almost died from rain, which she did go down there. But I think we should still have this. All right, 15-40. Got the whole Graveborn team here, which I think Namor is going to go down probably pretty easy. Oh no, look at that. Just destroyed the team on the final campaign. 1.25 million. All right, so that'll sum it up for 15. So let's move right into 16. I believe we had... No, I think this might be the only team in 16. I think the other team, both teams, one's in 15, one's in 14. So pushing to 16, and Arden again. Oh, it seems like his roots cast so fast and so much. And the other utility thing that I love about Lorzen is the ability to link. So when he's linking one of the backline heroes with the frontline hero, as you can see, we pull him in. There's the link. The backline hero is actually dying. Because of the amount of damage that Eironn's doing, we're actually able to kill the heroes in the back line, even if we're not attacking the back line, which is very nice with that linking ability that he has. Even there, we link Savius, as you can see, taking a lot of damage in the back line because the front line's taking the damage. That's where I've said, even with the fix to Lorzen to his ability, 16-4, even with the fix to his ability, still has a lot of utility with the shields that he's putting on. And the linking of the enemies makes a big difference. So it seems like, though, now a lot of people, short of the campaign, they're not using him at all. I know a lot of people that were building him for the Riz fight and everything, most of them have decided to bench him just because the same abilities are no longer there. 16-6. So pulling in an Ogi, which again takes him down pretty easy. And a lot of people that are stuck on the campaign, I think just kind of reworking your team, see what heroes you got to use. Because I mean, these accounts are not very old. You know, a lot of people have said, how many months have you really been playing them? At this point, probably around 3. I started them in about June or July, and then started them, I believe I got like 2 or 3 chapters in to where I could name them. Then they just sat for actually a couple months until I picked them up and actually started to complete everything with him, complete the labyrinth, do the bounty board, kind of saving up everything with them and just banking all the gems that I get through the campaign, through all of the events, everything else that we got going on. And now it seems like they're just very, very solid because they do get the 25% bonuses. So they do get the faction buff, which is up here. All four of the teams get the full 25-25 buff, which I think makes a big difference. I know, especially endgame, it's essential. That's why a lot of people run the Celestial Heroes, is to keep the buff, to keep the 5 faction buff. If you got to drop it down a little for some of the campaign stages, because some of the burst teams are a lot more reliant on DPS or the ability to survive. But for the most part, I try to keep the buff up as much as I can with the team comps. All right, so 16-12, another boss stage here. It seems like Lorzen is just getting completely taken out by Sylvana. Look at the survivability that Golas has. He can be tough to beat sometimes, but 1.55 million damage there, and Lorzen did 0, so absolutely nothing. So if you look how Gorvo jumped out of the way right there, that's what usually, see, that's where Lorzen dies, is when Gorvo jumps out of the way. And that's why, as much as I like him as a solid tank, that ability, just like Kasos, he jumps out of the way and he just kills the back line. Again there. Did his stun, did his jump. Now Lorzen starts taking damage. Luckily, Gorvo came up fast enough to kind of get it covered, but Lorzen started taking more damage right off the top. So 16-15. And I can't wait to get his signature item up to the level 20 and even the level 30 to extend that stun to 4 seconds. 16-16, so another boss stage here, which we have a Leica and a Rain. And as many hit points as Nomura has, still lacking a little on the survivability there. So Eironn doing a very solid 1.35 million carry. And I like when you start getting further in the campaign is you can kind of see some of the stages that are kind of bottlenecked. If you looked at the stage that I just finished, I believe there were 3 or 4 people that were at the same stage. So that's usually kind of the stopping point. It looks like 16-15 or 16-16. Bunch of players just stuck there. We got Golas down. We got this. So 16-19, so almost halfway through chapter 15, or through chapter 16. Which we started in 14, pushed all the way through 15, moving through 16, 16-20, so halfway through. And again, Sylvana just takes out Lorzen. There's absolutely no love for him. So even there, 1.44 million damage. So even thinking running through here when I was running Belinda, I know the enemies only have a certain amount of hit points, but she was doing a very similar damage to what he's doing, which makes me wonder because of his class. So where he can do a little bit more CC, I know Belinda does a lot of the burst damage, but him doing a little more CC and having more survivability to actually be used as a tank, seems like short of him having a burst class or a burst hero on the team, they'd be a pretty good combo together. So if anyone's using Belinda, the Belinda Rosaline combo with Eironn to tank, or even Eironn to CC kind of off tank, which Gorvo went down pretty quick there, and Namora. The Brutus Shield might, maybe. Oh, it's going to be close? Oh, and that will sum it up. So 1.18, Eironn was doing his job. Just a Brutus Whirlwind, like I've talked about before, absolutely destroyed us. So let's go ahead and collect up, which we get another copy of Brutus there. Get a couple items there. So went all the way through chapter 15. A couple more items there. Into 16. So even the amount of gems, another item there. We got a copy of Brutus, got a copy of Chimera. Leveled up actually the crystal twice. So we are right back to 7,000 gems, and I believe that did give us quite a few. Yep, 27 summoning scrolls. Unlock the Stargazer, which I only have 5 cards. But I know they said the first summon you do of the Stargazer, which I'm saving them till we get enough cards or gems. They said first summon is always 100% guaranteed hero's choice. So I'm going to wait to pull that one. Very, very excited about the push in the campaign. Still can't believe that I messed up and pulled the Mauler hero, but that's okay. Let me know in the comments what you think, who you're running on the Wilder team. These are the Twisted Essence that I was talking about that we're trying to get a lot more of, so we can go ahead and get the Elder Tree up, leveled up quite a bit. So I know hopefully we'll get them pretty soon. This team hasn't been pulling that much damage, but we are in the Bronze 2. Just calculating in 20 hours, so we have another day till we get our rewards. So 49 of those, which will give us the ability to level up the Elder Tree. So actually level up the stats, which there is Eironn, a ranger that I want to get up. Let me know what trees you guys are using as well in the Elder Tree. Everybody that I've talked to from Discord to players that are quite a bit further than I have said the support and the ranger are the two classes that are just absolutely dominating. I would have thought the mage class because it does add more damage, but everybody has said the ranger class and the support class. So let me know what you guys think, what you're leveling up in the Elder Tree.